Hello, Lolos, Dindanmex, another game of League. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. So there was a video I posted, I think it was today too, about how how it was to, I guess, carry trash. I mean, I don't want to be rude to these guys, okay? I don't want to be rude, but yeah, there's a video how to carry trash. How to carry... I mean, they weren't completely trash, but they were considered poor players. Now I'm going to show when I get an average team. Right, I showed you a team. 80% of my games have been like that. I'm not joking. Like, there's no lie. Like, I have to carry these guys. Like, I have to make the right decisions because they don't know what to do. Now I'm going to show you a team that actually kind of knows what they're doing, and I consider them average. Because they still make a few mistakes, but to me this is an average team. If I would just get a lot of these, or even below average, I'll take below average, but I can't take poor. I can't take trash. But when I get an average team, I shine. And this is a great example of that game. Rarely does this happen. Like 20% of my games are where I get an average team. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on this one. Once again, before we start, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification tab icon so that we can get more of these reviews in. This is interesting here. Watch this. I always start here now because I get to see where they're going. Good God, man. They send the house on there. The house is there. You don't have to fight it. You can just go and search, waste their time. Watch this. Bam, bam. Thank you, man. Ugh. Not too bad. I mean, it happens a lot, but it's okay. And then bam. Hit him again. I ain't afraid of him, and we got a better... I have better stats. There's a way he can get you. There's also a way where you can just kind of beat him. You don't want to trade with him too many blows early on, but you do want to Q him consistently. Your Q's stronger. So they kill a Nivea, they cheese her in. But that's okay. I don't know why Nivea went in, but... Big thing when you're fighting a Darius, and he does that little spin, you want to get in. You want to get in the middle. You see that? Just a Q trade, and you win these trades all day. Fucking got hit there. That was a mistake on my part. I remember I even said that during the match. I was like, shit. You don't want to do that. You don't want him to get in a free Q on you. Like that. I fucking hate that shit. Coward, man. He's the coward. Doesn't want to trade him because he knows he's going to get his ass handed to him. See? God, I was whooping his ass. Plus the minions were there. If you have a bunch of little minions, he's actually very easy to kill. Especially, I think he's using Conqueror. Yeah, especially when he's using Conqueror, because he can't heal up. His whole thing is just to be able to get a Q on you that'll just do true damage, or his ult that'll do true damage. Ooh, I knew he was trying to go for that. So another thing is, if you're able to dodge that little initial grab, you should be fine. The initial grab has a lot of slow in it that it actually makes it really hard for you to do anything. That's like his main combo thing. If you're able to dodge that, if you're able to either dodge his Q, you can kind of engage, but you gotta time your Q either initially or after the grab. By the way, he's out of mana. That's why I'm fighting him. If you didn't notice that, yeah, that's like an important fighting technique. He runs out of mana so quickly initially. I thought I was able to kill him there. That's why I flashed in. I was like, shit, it didn't work out. I don't know why he stayed. That was so stupid. I don't know why he stayed. He should have just left. My Q's being maxed out. It does a lot of damage. Plus, if you have grasp, it does even more damage. I don't understand why he did that. That was a bad play on his part. When I had flashed in, Q'd him, he should have just fucking jetted. Like, he shouldn't even have been in that first turn. He should have gone to another turn. I thought my Q was going to do more damage than it did, though. I messed up on that one. That was a miscalculation on my part. I think TP'd in. I think I'm waiting for something. I want to get another pot. I always want to ward that bush because you never know when they try to cheese you with the junglers. Those junglers, man. Those junglers will cheese you. I'm missing a lot of CS. He didn't move. You didn't see him. That's a bad Darius. But that was a good jungler. Came in and ganked. Perfect. Prior to level 6. So when do you gank a Darius? That's the question. Prior to level 6 or after to level 6? This should be very easy. But for those of you that don't know, this is so dumb for this fucking... I don't know why she thought I was afraid of her. I'm not afraid of her. That's a dumb jungler. That's the usual ones that I get. Okay, so here's the definition of a good jungler. Usually ganks every lane prior to 10 minutes. Usually prior to 8 minutes, the jungler will gank. A good jungler. A bad jungler will react to ganks. That's what this nigga's doing. And react extremely late. Almost take her out too. I should have waited a little bit more. Yeah, I should have waited a little bit more because like, I should have waited a little bit more. Darius didn't even move from his post. Alright, so why am I saying that this is an average team? Big ol' shout out though to poonuch. He did great as a jungler. I think he was, I don't want to say above average, but look at him. He's 3-0 already. He kind of gets it. Helped out top. I think I've seen him mid, and I've already seen him bot prior to 8 minutes, and he's still farming. He's out farming the other jungler. That's the signs of a good jungler. That's the reason I don't want to make him a great jungler. Is because there's a lot more that a great jungler does. But so far, he's doing what is expected of a jungler. So that's actually expected of jungler. Not the kill parts. That's just the opponents being stupid. But ganking at the right times. Nice pathing. You didn't ask for any help initially to farm up. That's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to do it, at least. That's the script. That's why I said he's an average jungler, because he's following the script to the T. A great jungler doesn't follow it to the T and makes it happen. Okay, so and then an elite jungler can just do whatever the fuck he wants and carry a fucking game with it. And you'll see here shortly what happens. If you can follow code, you're average. If you can do things that are not code and follow through with them, you're above average. You still win. If you can kind of just do whatever the fuck you want and carry a game, then you're elite at that point. You're not... And what I consider elite is diamond and above. Those are like the elites fighting over theories and ideas. They got all their mechanical shit down. I'm zoning out of Darius, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. So, on CS, I have 42. Darius has 43. He has 2 deaths. Look at, he's ganking again. Look at, I don't even have to. That's the sign of a good jungler. Look at that. Look at that. I don't have to be there. Perfect. He's 4-0 now. That is the sign of a great jungler. He knows what to do, how to fight. Don't have to worry about nothing. By the way, the opposing jungler has done nothing. Those are usually the junglers that get about 80% of the time. I was like, he's gonna grab me! Yeah, if he grabs me, I lose there. Even though I still have ult. You always respect Darius because, yeah, his kit is broken as fuck. But once you get a little bit far ahead, and if he goes AD, especially with Conqueror, it's kind of easy to take out. Swifties work very well against Darius because his main thing is to grab you and keep you in a certain position and slow you down. So if you're able to get that slow out of the way, he becomes easy as pie. Like, because then he won't be able to stack everything up on you. And, you're going to be able to do whatever it is that you want with him at that point. He can't engage. That's his weakness, by the way. He can't truly engage unless he has that pull or he's way ahead of you. So if you take those two out, the pull and the getting ahead of you, then he like drops drastically as a fighter. It's actually pretty insane how easy it is for him to drop. A lot of people fear him because they don't understand how his mechanics work. They don't get it that there's a certain way that he has to fight a certain way or else he will lose the fight. And the main thing is a long fight giving you 5 stacks and fighting while you have those 5 stacks. That's his thing. If you take that away from him and he never gets those 5 stacks on you, he can't ult you to kill you, then you have the advantage. See? Good little quick skirmish. I did lose a lot of life there. That was the Conqueror, by the way. That's the whole point of the Conqueror Keystone. They had a bad little fight there. So I hit the minion, by the way. So he's getting tired of it. Now I have him. He has no ult. Ugh, barely missed him. If I'd have caught him there. Oh, here's the other thing. You don't always have to kill them to gain objective. As long as they back, you're able to take objective at that point. Did I die here? Did she even have ult? No. I like how she backed off. Maybe she didn't have ult. Did she have ult? No, it was on cooldown. She had ult, I was dead. I don't think I'd have been able to run away from that. Now, big weakness also theirs and a lot of other people is red. So, Kane is 7-2, but he died. So he doesn't need that red. And their jungler could take it. Or Darius could take it. So you want to take it. Our mid is finally starting to do some pretty decent amount of damage. So I go mid to help. But I also don't have a lot of health. I don't know if I'm the one that pinged that. Yeah, I pinged it. So hey, you know, you don't wanna fight that unless you know you're gonna win it. Now he is 7-2-0. He's way ahead. And gets another kill. Good job. Good job, poonuch. Good job, bro. That's how you jungle. Please take notes, people. If you don't know how to jungle, take notes from this kid here. This is how jungling should work. I haven't seen him play more than this game, so I'm going to say this is average. This is an average fight. This is what an average jungler looks like. And he's taking advantage of a poor jungler. Or a below average jungler. Because I don't think Sejuani's really that bad, because she did ult at the right time on the bottom, but she just hasn't ganked enough, so she hasn't followed the script. And in this meta here, you have to gank. You have to engage early. You have to fight. If you don't, remember the whole thing is snowball. If you don't and the opponents do, then you're kind of screwed. So Johnny was going top. I had a feeling that he wasn't trying to fight by himself. I'm usually right. Oh, she is there. I didn't see her. I just had a feeling, so I'm like trying to. Yeah, I said fuck it. I'm surprised she didn't ult first. Did she have ult that time? Yeah. She should have ulted first. It would have caught me. But see, now our team, the bad thing about that is she's doing it a little bit too late. It's already 15 minutes in the match, and our team is just destroying all their mid. She couldn't have stayed there. She had to go and, you know, fight me. Or she had to go fight mid. Didn't know when to disengage. It's okay, it happens though. See, they're pushing mid. They should have kept pushing mid with their team disengaged. He's teleporting top. I have more health than he does, by the way. See, and I know this, man. If I can catch him off guard, he's gonna die. Knew it. Guaranteed kills what that was. Now I'm going to help out my team. Great job, bro, man. That's great shit right there. Oh, it feels so good knowing I have a good jungler. Like, that's... The Jinx isn't doing too bad either. She's 6'3". The Nivea isn't also doing too bad. 3. She's 3'4". This is an average team. A lot of people would be like, oh, that jungler's OP. He's actually not. Like, I've seen way fucking crazy-ass Kanye Wests. It's really hard to use a Kanye West anyways. But the way he's using them is perfect. It's not above average. I've seen way better than this. Because he should have been able to own everybody at this point. But it's average. And that's all we want. We don't want, you know, OP. You know, I mean, I'd prefer having an OP jungler, to be honest, because then I don't have to carry. They can carry it all. And see, like, he died there. Like, I'll question that all day because there was 4 people there. You weren't supposed to do that, Mr. Poonuch, but I mean, you're way ahead anyway. So that, to me, I don't give a shit because I'm doing fine. And as long as the team is doing decent, I know I can carry. So The top turret is down, so I'm already happy. I'm 2-0-2. Their Darius is 0-4-0. He's trying to catch up. Our Jinx is getting ahead. I don't even think Rift did anything. I'll show you what above average OP team looks like. The games don't last. The games end in like 15 minutes. In fact, sometimes the game ends like in 17 minutes and they didn't forfeit. We just took everything. That's what Riot is actually trying to do now. They're trying not to make the games too long. They're trying to make them under 30 minutes. They want every game to be done under 30 minutes. So like they don't want any game to last longer than 30 minutes. So what it's doing to the game now is that you have to build according to that. Even if your character doesn't normally build that way, if you build towards ending the game early, you're more than likely going to get that to happen. So a more aggressive build usually ends up winning the game. The tankies, the reason they're not getting a lot of love is because it takes time to build a tanky. Usually it takes like, I want to say 30 minutes to gain like a full good tank status and become extremely unkillable. So they're trying to stay away from that. They want to make the game to where, you know, it ends quick. Now, a good ADC here is getting extremely aggro, and I'm fine with that. I mean, we are ahead. We're trying to end the game, so you didn't know. But I think I don't know if she dies. Yeah, 'cause she tries going in on a Darius without anything. A Darius has Conquer. I don't know, she did fine. Yeah, I already did too much damage. I think I was thinking about another game. There was where the ADC actually went head first into a Darius with Conqueror. I mean, he was behind, but unless you're able to take those Conqueror hits, you don't go in on him. He will kill you. Like, doesn't matter how far behind he is. He's cheap that way. Alright, so I have a thing. There's some characters that are cheap. And what I mean by cheap is like it's not the skill set that matters, it's the creativity you have to be with the champion. Like Zed is not cheap. His ult might be cheapy, but he's not cheap because you have to be pretty fucking creative with him to kind of win the match. But a Yorick, there's no creativeness in that one. It's actually kind of easy. A Darius, same thing. You don't have to be creative. It's actually straight. He's very straightforward. What's a Nasus? It's the same thing. There's a lot of champions that don't require you to really be creative. And Nivea, you have to be stupid creative. You can't. There's too much on it. An MF, you have to be creative too. A Jinx, same thing. A Quinn, not really. Quinn's very stupid. It's just poke, 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 back poke. She doesn't have too much like to be creative on. We're starting this Baron, or they started this Baron fight, and I thought it was a stupid idea. Look at that. That is just retarded. They're forcing shit on here. Look at this. Oh, that is so gorgeous. That is so fucking gorgeous. Now we can start the ban. I think I should have given what's his name all, but I'm tanking it. So. Great call, poonuch. Look, that was a 2v4. I want to say, yeah, it was a 2v4. That was actually a 2v3. We just fucked him up. I'm back in here. That was perfect, man. The collapse on that one was perfect. That's a highlight there. there's a time to attack, remember? And there's a bad call. That was a bad call on their part to try to do Baron without their fucking jungler one, without their ADC. Here's another little skirmish here. I don't think this one goes our way. Or if it does, it ends the game. God, you see that Q? Time to push. It's over. What's his name is chasing the kill too, and he got it. That's a beast, man. Good job. Good job. Man, you might be above average, bro. I mean, I've been seeing some of the stuff that you've been doing. It's great. Some good shit. What are you? Are you gold? If you're not gold, it's gonna get me concerned. I think we end the game here. There's nothing these guys can do. Ah, they got him though. I'm just killing everyone here. God. God. That's game. GG, ladies and gentlemen. GG. That's how you snowball. Under 30 minutes, game is over. They made too many mistakes. They made a really big one at Baron. Then they made another little fight skirmish in the jungler, which I have no idea why they did that. And then they just kept coming at us one-on-one. Those are the examples of bad fighting. On our side, we were just capitalizing on their mistakes. I mean, that was it. After seeing this game again, though, our jungler did really well. 5, 6, 7. He did make a few decisions there that were questionable. Our Jinx, same thing, 858, and Anivia was 658, so she was okay. I was 7, 0, and 8. So, perfect. When I get an average team, I shine out. Like I said, I had 157 CS, same thing as Darius, except I had 7 kills and 8 assists, so I was also with the team. Let's see what Kane was. Kane was silver too. You're a Goldie, man. Just a few decisions that you made there. You could have had less deaths. And the less death part, a lot of people don't really... Look at this, 38-19. That's fucking insane. Even though 15 of those kills came from me fighting in there. So that's a little bit, like about 40%, almost 50%. He did great. I think he was... I want to say he's above average, but he's not gold yet. I'm going to have to check him out, see if he's actually climbed the ladder up a bit. But he did great on the early game. It was perfect. That early game was... He was 4-0. He ganked early, ganked before 8 minutes. He ganked every fucking lane. He helped out all around the map. Middle and bot couldn't capitalize that and make it into a win. I made it into a win immediately. Yeah, it's just... There was a lot in this game. Thank God their jungler was a bad jungler. That's a poor jungler. That's not even below average. That's a poor jungler because he never even ganked until it was like 15 minutes in the game, which is too late by that time frame. Their Zed was decent. He got a first kill, but couldn't capitalize on that. MF was decent also on their side. The Braum was okay. So it was really the difference on this one was top and jungle. So those two trumped the other side. But like I said, when everything's even, I shine. I think Darius was a silver, so... Yeah, their Goldie was the jungler, which is insane. I don't understand how that person's the jungler. Fucking... I don't know how the system goes, but I think I know why the system pits me with people that just can't play very well. In their elo, whatever it is, if they're having a bad time frame or anything like that, they put me normally with them, just because... I don't want to say it, but I normally count for like 3 people. So 1 to 3 people. And in this one, it proved out to where if it's almost even across the board, or just that I get an average team, it ends up happening. And a lot of people will be like, well, that jungler should be above average. He's silver too, by the way. He might have had just a great game, and maybe shows his potential of how good he can get. But at the same time, I wasn't feeding, and I did set him up a few times. So that might be what he needs to be able to win. I just showed you, there's a game previous to this one that I showed you where I carried a team that was trash, like the opposite side. And I just showed you a team where I had a team that was decent, and I'm perfect in it. I didn't even die. So they're not even like extremely OP either, because they did die a few times. But I had 0 deaths because I didn't have to force anything. I just immediately saw the situation and noticed that, hey, this is a good team fight. This is a bad one. They shouldn't be fighting this one. That's where they usually died. Because they made just bad decisions. And this is what keeps you in certain areas. This is what makes you either elite or non-elite. There is a game where I went 16-1-8, and we lost because the team decided to do something without me. And I don't understand that. If you have a person that's leading the match, you should listen usually to that person, or you're going to die. I don't know if it's hatred that some of these players get because they're supposed to be the carry and they're not, or they're supposed to be good and they notice that they suck. I don't know. I know that if I'm getting carried, I do exactly what that guy tells me to do, whether it be a good or bad decision, because he's the fucking carry, and we want to make sure that he wins. Because if he wins, we win, and I'm down with that. There was a game to where a Trist was OP. We were losing pretty hard, but I noticed that Trist was able to do damage, and I immediately switched my build to tank to support her, to support that Trist, because I noticed that if we end up feeding that Trist and that Trist stays alive in the fights, we win. And literally the whole entire fight, all I was doing was just protecting the Trist, even though Garen sucks at peeling. Like, that's not his thing, man. He's a fighter. He's supposed to go in and technically die, or absorb a lot of damage, back off, not die, and then come back in and clean up, or come back into the fight again later on while their whole entire team is down, and your team is down, and you're the healthy one, so now they're afraid and they have to back off. Garen is actually a very, very strong engager or cleanup person. Either one. Like, I don't know if you saw during Baron fight, we cleaned up shop. It was just 2 of us versus them. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was spinning like a fucking blade, doing damage to everybody. He was spinning too. He does a little spin. Too much damage coming in. Baron was hitting the shit out of them. They were outgunned, outmanned, and they were, I want to say, tired because they had to use their abilities already, so they were done. We had that one won fairly easily. So, hope you guys understand a little bit more about... Now, these games don't really happen that often. Maybe 20% of my games are like this, to where I get just a decent team. And then once in a rare moon, I get an OP team. Like, literally, we just crush them and we beat them under 15 minutes. Above average. If I get an above average team or an OP team, the game is over. Like, I don't normally lose out on that. Like, it's a perfect 2. I have a few perfect games with Garen. And that's the deal. If you don't give away a kill, you're helping out the team. Trust me. If you're 0-0-0, you're helping out the team. As long as you don't give out a kill. At the same time, there are times to die, and it has to be worth for whatever it is that you do. Usually in inhib, you die worth. Just because the inhib is a huge objective in the game. It gets you closer to winning. Only way you can hit their turrets is by their main back turrets is by getting an inhib. I don't know if you noticed there, but it was the top inhib we got. Coincidence? On 7-0-8? I don't think so. And it just goes to show the way the system is set up. And I think this is the reason why they give me normally games where my people are having a bad day or my people are playing poorly, because they expect me to carry that shit, because normally if they give me something decent, I crush it. And that's actually what happened in the very beginning. I don't know if the system taps you out after certain level, but the first week or so, 2 weeks approximately, I went all the way to Plat 1. I mean, in 1 week I was able to get to gold. I started silver 2. In 1 week I was able to get to Plat, and then it took me another week to get to Plat 1 promos. And then from there, it just went shit. Like, I lost my promos because I had 2 games back to back where it was like my other game that they were below average and poor. I don't know how you can be below average and poor when you're plat unless you buy your account, because these guys didn't know what the fuck they were doing and they wanted to quit as soon as 15 minutes came in. And they were just feeding the shit out of them. Like I didn't understand that part. I don't get how you're gonna be playing ranked and quit. You don't do that, okay? No matter how hard it gets. Think about rank like a tournament. Imagine if you were part of SKT or let's say whatever your favorite team is, and you guys are getting dicked on, and you are the guy that says let's forfeit. You should not be part of that team. You should not be in competitive mode. You should not be competing at all. That mentality is left for normies. That mentality is left for blind. Because on that part, you're just testing shit out and you can quit and it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, normies is supposed to be practice for the rank. It's just not as intense. And I think that's the reason why people get into ranked without knowing what they're going for. Without the right expectations of, hey, this is a fucking competitive mode. Some of these people are taking it seriously. They're literally, some of these people actually compete in tournaments. I've competed in a few. They're legit. You know, these are gamers. Usually ranked is reserved for gamers, hardcore gamers. I believe it should be. I believe you should pay to play ranked because it'll weed out a ton of people. A ton of people. You're going to get a few people that are never even going to be getting into ranked because you had to play team and get to become part of ranked. So, and they're not going to dish out money. They won't dish out money unless they know for sure that they're going to be taking it seriously. Should be on a monthly basis. I don't know. I just think that ranked needs to be put on a higher pedestal because there's too many trolls, too many people that don't really do anything. They get into ranked just to ruin it for everyone else. And that's just me because of what I've seen. I've been to plat, like I said, plat 1 promos. My goal was to get to diamond. Maybe I'm hitting too low. Maybe I should shoot higher, you know, land in between. But when I get the team members that don't care or anything like that, it completely tilts me the shit out of it. Because I'm actually trying to get to a certain point. I have a goal in mind. I don't have time for this shit for, you know, I can carry as long as the team listens and they're not douches. I even had one game to where there was this Yas. He said that he got paid to D rank. I have never heard that in my life, and I was so pissed because I was carrying so hard that game. The only reason we lost was because he literally went into it was already getting late game. He went in and just fed. He was, I think, 1-11-3. He literally just went in there and died, and their team just crumpled us after that. Like, because I had a shit team. The majority of the team was shit besides just me. Literally, everybody was standing behind me to win the match. But that's a 5v4. And literally, I was the only good one in that one. So, that's a problem. I think I even did the most damage. That's an issue. If Garen is the one that does the most damage, yeah, and we win, that's insane. As we technically shouldn't. But it happens just because, I mean, it even happens in plat, man. Like, I end up winning a match that we shouldn't be winning, and I did the most damage, and that's stupid because, according to theory, that's not supposed to work out that way. You're supposed to have at least one main damage dealer. Usually it's either mid or the ADC or even the jungler. But very rarely is it supposed to be top. But anyways, hopefully you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification tab icon. Make sure if you want to donate, I need stuff. You know, I need to upgrade my computer. I need to get a fucking better chair. I need the little headphones, a programming system, because I do want to make this better for y'all. There's a little donation button there. Go ahead and click on it. Feed me in so we can go ahead and get this a little bit better. But like I said, hopefully you guys liked it. Tell your buddies. Good job, poonuch. You did awesome in this match. Putting you in average, which is really good because average is usually gold or plats. I want to say that they're usually the average player. Anything above average is either high plat or diamond. And then the elite, obviously, I want to say it's Masters and above. I think I put it a little bit differently. I think I said leads Diamond and above. But I want to. Diamond is really just an above average player. Kind of understands the match a little bit more than the majority of people. But all right, good fight. Good night. Bye.